60. It has been a minute since I have done a video for you guys. And I have stuff. I actually have two big boxes. Here, well, not big boxes, but big boxes. I have this box here, which is bigger than my head and kind of thickums. And then I have this box here, which again, bigger than my head, a little bit more narrow. So yeah, we got stuff to unbox and I'm going to do that here with you guys. I also have to tell you where I got stuff from because, hey everybody, hey Alondra, I have to tell you guys where I got stuff from. K-Town For You, they send these weird messages now when you order from them saying to upload your unboxing. I'm not going to upload my unboxing, but I do use these videos as kind of like evidence if there's damage or something, so that's why I got to say it this time because I got stuff from two different shops. This is from K-Pop Town. Hey, this is from K-Pop Town, and this package I had the worst time getting. It was so hard. Sarah, DM me on Instagram. Anyway, I had the hardest time getting this package because DHL couldn't figure out how to get into my building and they wouldn't deliver it. They were supposed to deliver it on Friday, then Saturday, then Monday, and I actually had to call up to DHL and explain to them, like, I don't have access code to this building, guys. There's a delivery access code. Call the management office. Finally got it today. So this is from K-Pop Town, and this should be lots of albums. I'm actually surprised the size of this box, but then I remembered that I didn't order any posters, so that's probably why the box is so small. But yeah, this is a lot of stuff here, guys. So let's start with what's on top. Well, this is the whole bundle right here. This is the whole bundle. Good evening. So we'll start with what's on top. And the two items that are on top, I actually have already had these for quite a while. I ordered extra copies because, I don't know, there's very few albums that I feel like I would like a backup of this album just in case something happens. But with these two albums, I just really felt like I would like a backup for this just in case something happens. So the first album we have is Crush's Crush on You. Yeah, I know, crazy. Like, I know I already have this album. I'm not even going to open this for you guys. But this is a repackage. Well, not a repackage, but a reprint. You can tell it's a reprint because of the sticker in the back. It's got the new Kamka sticker instead of the old, like, shiny foily Kamka sticker. So if you're one of those people who wants to own first press or older press, if you're buying this album, just remember, if you get the one that has the white Kamka sticker, you've got a reprint instead of an original. So, FYI, a little knowledge for your brains. Next, I got another copy of Dean's 130 Trouble Mood. This is also a reprint. It's also got the brand new Kamka sticker on it. I actually might end up opening this because I'm very curious to see with the reprint if they kept the same format. It feels similar because you can feel through the package and feel that it's bulky on one side. And when I got this album, which I have an unboxing on my channel if you want to see an unboxing, it has a CD and then it's got little bitty kind of mini Polaroids in it. Like little, yeah, almost like mini Polaroids. And so that's the reason why it feels weird. And it feels like it's half full, so I think they did keep the packaging the same. But yeah, these are two albums that, in the event that Amoeba Culture quits being able to reprint this, or Dean just decides he's not doing music no more and they're not able to reprint this, I wanted to have backup copies. So that's why I have those two there. Next, we have this, which is the photo book version of Wendy's new album, Like Water. And I will tell you the songs that I like. I like When This Rain Stops. I do like Why Can't You Love Me. And I like Best Friend. But I only like them. I don't love them. I don't particularly love this album. I'm also not enthused about this baggie that it comes in. It looks sweaty. I don't know why it looks that way, but like, I don't know if you could tell from looking at my copy, but it's like, it doesn't show up on camera, but it's got like, it's sweaty looking. Okay, you can kind of see it there. See how it looks like it has like some moisture or something, or like it's stuck. The plastic bag is like stuck to the album. It feels weird. Hopefully there's nothing wrong going on in here. Hopefully it's not called Like Water because it's supposed to look like water got in the bag. And do I have to tear this? Do I have to tear this plastic bag? Because, like, it's got really strong glue. Okay, I'm going to try to peel this off without rip. Oh, gosh. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. The glue here is super strong. Ugh, okay, never mind. I already tore it. Fuck. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Ugh, gosh. That was not a fun experience, y'all. And now I can't get this thing out of this bag. Ah, finally got it. Okay, so this is the album, Like Water. This is the back. And from what I've seen, the pictures are really pretty. I'm not going to do like an unboxing, but you know what I'm talking about. It comes with this bookmark here, so that's pretty. I'm assuming it comes with a Wendy photo card because it's her solo. So this is the photo card I got. Cute. Very cute. It's got this little envelope here, which has probably got some goodies in it. Let's see what we got here. We got some postcards, it looks like. So these are the postcards that I got. So if you were interested, postcard and postcard. They're pretty. I mean, this is a pretty concept. It looks nice. Wendy is a wonderful vocalist. So, you know, in terms of the album and listening to the album, it's a great album to listen to, but it's just not the kind of thing that I normally go for when I'm checking for K-pop. But it's something that I bought because I do like Wendy. I collect most Red Velvet albums. Like, I don't collect every version, but I make sure I have one copy of all their albums. So it made sense for me to have this. But yeah, it's just not my favorite genre of music for her. And also, listening to Seulgi sing Best Friend with Wendy, I still am convinced I need a Seulgi solo album. I do appreciate Seulgi and Irene as a team, but I think I'm ready for a Seulgi solo album. Let's keep going. All right, next we have Baekhyun's album, Bambi. I did not specify what version I wanted for this, so I know there's this one, and then I think there's a darker version. I didn't care. It wasn't important to me because I knew I was only going to get one. I didn't want to get the jewel case, so I got the slipcover version. And I don't know, slipcovers are not my favorite either, but it is kind of funny because I am trying to complete my shiny Sherlock collection, and whenever I think of slipcovers, I always think of Sherlock. So, I don't know, it's a little bit nostalgic for me. I'm trying to think, does EXO have any slipcover albums? They have paper slipcover albums, because the Lotto and the Exact albums, they have slipcovers. But I don't know if they have any like silks, like clear plastic slipcovers. Anyway, let's slide stuff out of here. So this is the photo book. It's nice and thick. Nice pictures, even though I don't really buy Baekhyun's album for the pictures. I actually legitimately buy his albums for the music. My opinion about this album still has not changed. I think that I prefer Delight more than this album because this album feels a little bit dark to me, but I still think it's a good album. That opinion has not changed. I still think it's a good album. I just think that personally, I prefer Delight. So this is one of the posters that came with the album. Came with two posters. And this is the other poster that came with the album. Cute. And it came with this kind of Polaroid Spotify clear photo card thing. It came with this photo card. It came with this film strip, which I don't know if you can see it very well. Probably, maybe, probably not. And it came with this postcard. And it's nice to have these because he's headed to the military in a couple of weeks. So it's nice to have these now. Speaking of military, I'll talk about it more when we start unboxing the Atlantis albums. But Taman's going to the military, you guys, and honestly, I'm not sad about it at all. I have no sad feelings about Taman going to the military. It's more like a parental feeling that I have. Like, Taman is the baby of the group, and the baby is going to the military. Also, because he seems a little bit sad about going. Not like he doesn't want to serve, but more like, oh, I just got all my hands back, and now I gotta leave, So, yeah. I have feelings, but we'll talk about those when we talk about SHINee. Next, we have this, which is one of the 2 versions of Yukika's new album, Time About. I really, really like this album. I'm not even gonna lie, Yukika's not the strongest singer in K-pop by a mile, but I believe she is actually ethnically Japanese, and so her doing K-pop, city pop, feels very authentic. Now, that doesn't mean that only Japanese people can do city pop. What I'm saying is, when people grow up with a sound, when they recreate that sound, it sounds more authentic because it's something they've been exposed to most of their life. And so, for that reason, I feel like city pop is a genre that she excels in the Korean market because it's a sound that she grew up with. It was the background to, family get-togethers and playing in subway stations and stuff like that. Even though city pop, probably by the time she was a child, wasn't that popular. But, maybe her grandparents still listened to city pop or something. But it's something that she grew up with, so it makes it very easy for her to maintain that style. So, yeah, I wanted to get this because Soul Lady was such a good album. I liked it so, so much. So, yeah, this was just a given. It's got, looks like a folder for the CD and then a photo book. Having a little bit of a hard time getting it out of here, guys. Okay, so I got it out of the slipcase finally. We have this photo book. I'm just going to check to see if there's any photo cards in here.
That?
This is Yukika.
Who's Yukika?
She is a Japanese singer who currently sings in Korea, promotes in Korea, but she sings Korean city pop.
Ooh.
Yeah. There were no photo cards in that. Oh, okay, all the stuff is in this file folder here where the CD is.
That's
what is
efficient.
This is some type of a pin. Okay. Does anybody know what I'm supposed to do with this? It's got a safety pin. Can you see? It's got a safety
Put it
pin.
on your backpack.
I would never. What if you lost this thing? Because it's a thread. It's a black thread and then this kind of like circular tile here. But yeah, if she intended for somebody to wear this, you could have made this a little bit more hardy because this feels like this could break. Anyway, there's some more stuff in here. Looks like some stickers, some photo cards, some slides. Get all this out of here. Okay. So you've got a slide here. It's a slide. Bookmark. I can see that. It's got a little slide here for Yukika. We've got 2 photo cards, it looks like. One with dark hair, and then one with the new blonde hair, which looks very cute on her. Both looks are really cute on her. And then we have a sticker sheet for the album. It's a great album. Like, even if you're not sure if you want to buy Yukika's album, I highly recommend at least giving it one listen if you like city pop.
Did you listen to it?
I sure did. I liked the whole thing. I know some people were disappointed. They felt like it wasn't produced as nostalgically as Soul Lady. I will say that. The sound for this album is a more bright version of city pop, maybe even like later era city pop and not early city pop. It definitely has a more upbeat sound to it than Soul Lady did. Soul Lady very much sounded like Beach Days, but I liked it a lot. And actually, as I was listening to this album, I was thinking this album would do really well to be remixed with like disco remixes. I know I'm obsessed with disco, but I don't know. I just really felt like Insomnia in particular would be really good on a disco remix. I don't know. I'm just stuck in my ways. Okay, last album of this whole haul is Lilac by IU. Lilac or Lilac?
Lilac.
Lilac. I hate that word. I'm sorry.
Well, actually, I think it could be lilac or lilac.
It's just, it's one of those words that people
Multiple
argue about how it's
pronunciations.
pronounced, and you feel like an idiot if you don't pronounce it right. And so it's like,
I say lilac.
well, it's not even lilac, it's lilac. It says lilac here, but then if you look at the cover, it says lilac. Then you look in the back, it says lilac. But then if you look at the spine says lilac. So anyway, it's one of those words, much like praline or pecan, that people get in their feelings about how you pronounce it.
Well, I heard when you do it singular, it's pecan, but when it's plural, it's pecans.
I don't know. It's one of those arguments that people are going to have until the end of time. So anyway, listen to this whole album. Really enjoyed this album quite a bit. I thought that this album was really interesting because I feel like this album does a lot of what IU does well in terms of big instrumentation, big sound, big production, but also there were some moments on this album that felt very much like she spends a lot of time listening to like the top hits playlist on Spotify. And so you hear that with songs like, let's see, I'm going to pull up the track list here. Okay, so it's got a clear slipcover. That's interesting. It's a clear cover. So that image, you actually see there's another image behind the portrait image that's on the clear cover. See that? That's cool. Anyway, this album has an interesting track list to me, and you could definitely hear different influences in different songs. So like the very first song is Lilac, and that song has more of a city pop sound, but it's a more upbeat city pop, I guess, too. Then you have Flu, and when I heard Flu, I'm like, this kind of to me sounds a little bit like a Lily Allen song. Then I was listening to Coin, and I liked Coin. I just didn't like the saxophone sound on it, but I thought Coin was a really good song. Then there's Troll, which is IU and Dean, which I actually like Troll quite a bit. That one sounds a whole bunch like a Lily Allen song. But Troll was interesting to me because Dean sounds like he did not want to be on that song. Now, I'm not saying he doesn't, because, I mean, IU is one of those artists that most people in the industry would give their left kneecap to work with. So I'm not saying Dean didn't want to do the project. I'm just saying that his voice on the track sounded very unenthusiastic, in my opinion. If you've heard the track, let me know how you feel about it. But I was just like, he's given more enthusiastic deliveries on other features before. But he's kind of like in his sad boy phase, so, you know, can't say I'm not surprised. So there's the CD there.
Is dark and I don't know anyone.
That's photo book. Just checking to see if there's any. There's no photo cards in here. This is a really, really beautiful photo shoot. Really, really beautiful. Hey, Alex. Alex's favorite song on this entire album is song number 4. I don't know what the translation is in English, but song number 4 on this album is Alex's favorite song. I can already tell. I was listening to it. I'm like, ooh, this sounds like Diane Warren, David Foster song, and that's totally Alex's type. So I think number 4 might be his favorite. But this is the little thing that came on top of the photo book. This is, I don't know what the hell this is, to be honest with you. Thank you, I have. Well, it's been all right. It's like a CD plate.
Cute.
Yeah, and this is like where, yeah.
Cute.
That's fun. And then it's got like another lyric book right here, I guess. Yeah, a little lyric booklet going on there. So that was there. And, okay, so the circle thing is an AR card. How the hell is somebody supposed to keep that in their photo card book? What kind of sheets do you have to buy to save that card in your photo card binder? Open this thing up here. And inside we've got cards and stickers. That's the thing now. Everyone's giving me cards and stickers. So here is the photo card we got here. And then here is the stickers we got here. They're pretty. I will never use them, but they're very pretty. And then we have this little like postage stamp thing. It has its own little... This is a colossal waste of money, IU. IU, I respect you as an artist. I love your packaging ideas. I think you do beautiful packaging, but I'm just going to tell you this now. This right here, the amount of manufacturing time it took to make this was an incredible waste of money. I wish you had spent your money more efficiently. Just give us a second photo card. Honestly, just give us a second photo card, because what am I really going to do with this?
Keep it in your
Homegirl.
pocket.
What am I really going to do with
And
this?
look at it every other hour.
No, and no. That's what I'm saying. And then to put all that in this long thing here, this is a waste of...
Well, if you don't want it.
I want K-pop companies to start packaging their albums efficiently. I'm not saying that you can't do fun things, but just don't waste a lot of space inefficiently.
Mom's very eco-concerned.
Well, everybody should be, because we're getting to the point where they're not going to be able to redeem the ecology. Like they're saying we're almost to the point where the damage that we've created to this planet will be irreversible. And so everybody really should be concerned about it. I love K-pop, but I recognize that there's a lot of environmental cost to being able to collect K-pop. And I would feel better about it if at least during the production phase of things, they thought about the ecological impact of these things and they packaged them accordingly. I don't think that's a lot to ask for. They know what people want. People buy albums because they want a nice photo book, they want a photo card, and they want the CD. That's really all you have to deliver. And if you spend more time kind of making the best photo shoot possible, making the best music possible, and then giving us some really cute little selfie cards, I don't think you have to do much more than that. The days of having like the most creative and most thought-provoking packaging, those days are over. And they're over because now it's not about the packaging, because you're only going to sell 10,000, 100,000 units. Nowadays, people are expecting to sell 100,000 units, 500,000 units, 1,000,000 units. So, I mean, you're already making tons of albums at this point. And you're doing numbers because fans are buying albums in order for the albums to do these numbers. So if that's the case, why not just do really eco-efficient packaging? You could still get people buying the same amount, but just do something super efficient. I've spent a lot of time saying that I don't see the appeal in Kinos at all, but that might be the way to go. Kinos might be the way for the future because they take up less space. You get more of what you want, which is the photo cards. You still get the music. It's a thought. It's a thought. Not a thought I want to explore, but it's a thought. By the way, I'm opening my K-Town for You package. That's what I'm opening right now. This package came to me yesterday, but I was busy and didn't have time to open it.
Why do people like Marvel movies so much?
Because they're not remakes of other movies. I think that's the main draw. Here we go. So this is my Kang Daniel and SHINee albums. Because I, of course...
Doesn't Kang Daniel do the whole K-R&B thing?
He does a little bit of everything. He's an idol.
Oh.
So he was in Produce 101, the Broduce series. He was also dating Jihyo from Twice for a while.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, so he does a little bit of everything. Jack of all trades, master of none. All right.
Master of none.
Why is that so funny to me?
It means you're perfect at nothing.
That's Stephanie. Okay,
I'm
so
sorry.
in ordering Kang Daniel's album, you got a free kind of promo card from K-Town for You, And look at that. It's a holographic card. It changes. I think it's inspired by the what you call it. It's inspired by the Paranoia video. So I think that's really cool. And then it's got like a little signature thing on the back. So that's nice. Glad I got that. And then this is the album. It's called Yellow? Is it called Yellow or is it called Cyan? What is the name of this damn?
What's the word?
Yellow. It is called Yellow. Okay, cool. There were two versions. There was the version that's like gold on the outside and then a diamond on the inside. And then there's another version that's black on the outside. It's got a yellow diamond on the inside. I really didn't care which version I got.
Black and yellow, black and yellow.
Wasn't a big deal to me. So I'm happy with what I got. But I do think the black cover with the yellow diamond is a little bit more impressive just because of the color contrast on that one. But this is still really cool. I'm still good with the gold and the diamond. So, out of the albums I've showed you today, I told you guys I think that you should listen to Yukika's album because it's a great city pop time. I told you I liked Baekhyun's album. It's a good time. IU's album is really good. There's only like 3 sort of filler songs in my opinion. Alex's favorite song, My Sea, I feel like that's kind of a filler song. I thought that Empty Cup was kind of a filler song. But I really liked Epilogue. I really liked Troll and Coin, even though I hated the sax on Coin. And I loved Lilac. Anyway, this album right here is the one that I want everyone to listen to. Okay, Kang Daniel, I'm going to be honest with you. I did not follow his season of Produce, so I really didn't know much about him. Actually, until his dating scandal happened, I hadn't been paying any attention to Kang Daniel at all. Just wasn't my scene. I didn't follow 101, so I was not invested. We'll put it that way. And so his first release, I was like, yeah, it's all right. I heard the single. It didn't make any difference in me. Then he came up with his next release. Really didn't care. Then he came out with the last release, which I want to say the last release he did was Magenta. Is that the one? Anyway, that album is fire. It features Simon Dominic and Dawn and Jamie, and it's fire. It's such a good album. And after that, I'm like, okay, I need to start paying attention to Kang Daniel because he's doing some things. This right here is his best. This is his best. This is so flippin' good. And it's not just good because he sounds good on it. Like, he does sound good on it. This album is so current and modern. And it's so not what anyone else is really doing in K-pop. Like, yes, people definitely have hopped on the Blinding Lights train. And so, like, he does a little bit of that on here, too. I need to pull up the track list because my memory is bad. And I don't rely on my own memory when it comes to remembering things. Oh, my gosh, there's so many inclusions in this thing. Golly, there's all kinds of stuff in here. Sorry, I just need to have a chance to get rid of some of the stuff in here because things are everywhere. Is that that's a film strip, too? Oh, my gosh. Every time I think I got it out, there's more stuff in here. Okay, so the first song in here is Digital. Digital sounds very much that kind of 80s synthy, Blinding Lights, I Can't Stop Me vibe. Totally. Perfect. I wonder if him and Gio were still dating when they came up with, like... Anyway, I'm just saying. That's great. Then, the next song in here, Paranoia. Paranoia is such a good song. The vibe of the song fits the title of the song. The video is really clever and cool. He sounds really good on it. Great song.
What's Paranoia? I've never listened to Paranoia.
It's by Kang Daniel. I'm talking about Kang Daniel's album. Okay. Then there's Misunderstood featuring Omega Sapien. That's a good song as well. I enjoy it quite a bit. There's Antidote. I liked Antidote quite a bit. I even liked Save You. And Save You is kind of like the fan servicey song of this album. Still a solid track. This album sounds like the top hits on Spotify. Like, it really does. It sounds so current, and it just sounds like he hired really good producers that gave him really new stuff and didn't give him like stuff that was 2 and 3 years behind trend. And I don't know. I'm starting to really respect Kang Daniel as an artist because, you know, he is his own label. So he doesn't have the label people telling him, oh, this is the sound we want you to do for us. No, this is him. This is his shit. It's him. And so he obviously is the person who's telling them what artistic direction Kang Daniel needs to go in. And he's doing a great job. He really has his finger on the pulse. Also, the last track, Save You, has Weinstein on it, who's super hot in Korea right now. So not only is he taking like trends that are really hot in Western music, but he's also taking people who are like in the current trending in Korea, and he's melding these things together. And I think it's amazing. I know that his albums have had like decreasing performance when it comes to the public. Ever since his dating thing, I think a lot of people who were just in it for the fantasy kind of have petered away. But I think that he's doing a great job of maintaining his artistic integrity. I really like this music, and I'm really glad I bought this album. After I listened to this album, because I pre-ordered it, after I listened to this album, I was like, man, I cannot wait to get this album in person, because this is a really great album. So anyway, here is the photo card. That is quite the angle. His forehead looks massive in this shot, but you know what? Maybe that was the point. And then this is what the back looks like. So there's no signature or anything on there, but yeah, big forehead club in effect. I should know. I sport one on my own.
I was about to say, what about you?
Why do you live to shit on me?
I don't. I don't.
And then this is the photo strip that came with the album. It's very nice. I like it. Then there's this bookmark here. Not sure if this is just a plain bookmark or if you're supposed to be seeing something with this bookmark. I'm just going to assume it's a plain bookmark. I'm not going to really invest too much time in anything. Whoever tied this bookmark, though, they don't know how to tie ribbons. Let me put that back in there. There you go. There you go. There you go. All right. We have another photo card here. Here's another photo card. Thumbs up. And there's the back. And then there's two stickers here. There's one sticker that has the color code, and then there's this kind of like diamondy sticker. By the way, this is the last of his color series. So he's been naming all of his albums after different colors. And this is the last in the color series. So I'm very excited to see what he's going to come up with next.
What all colors did he use?
He's done magenta, I believe. I think he did some form of blue. Can't remember the name of it all.
Indigo?
I don't know if it was indigo or if it was sapphire or something.
Cyan.
But he's done...
Cerulean.
I don't know, Stephanie. I think it might have been cyan. Yeah, somebody said cyan. But he's done a lot of different colors. I'll just put it that way. But these last two colors have been the ones. I like them quite a bit. But yeah, I like Kang Daniel, and if you are like me and you're like, I'm not checking for any of those Produce boys, change your mind, because this really is an amazing album. I cannot speak highly enough of it. It is an amazing album. It is one of my current faves. I really like it. Okay, next. SHINee's back. And they're gone again, actually. SHINee's back and now they're gone. I know there are probably a few people who follow my channel and were like, why hasn't she unboxed SHINee's album already? She shot all 360. What's going on?
That SHINee comeback lasted a quick 6 seconds.
Yeah, it was so fast. Like by the time I got this thing in the mail, the comeback was over. But that's the way repacks are. There are some people who are new to the game, maybe new Shawwalls, who are like, they did so much promotion for Don't Call Me. How come they didn't do as much promotion for Atlantis? That is because repacks never get the kind of push that the originals get. That's not the way that works. So I'm not offended. I'm not mad. It's what I expected. It's what I'm used to.
It looks nice, pretty.
Doesn't it? So it's got like it's foil print where it says Atlantis, and then down here where it says SHINee, the 7th album repackage, there is a sticker on this plastic. I don't want to fight that battle. And then there's a map here, and all of the different song titles are in foil print, as you can see. This is some bullshit, guys. SHINee, I love you. Why are you making me have to try to peel stickers off of plastic? You know this is not a thing I'm good at. Guys, I'm trying. I'm really trying. Hey, dear Tin, how are you? I saw you unbox some Boys Love magazines recently. I'm glad to see that you're getting into the merchandise side of things. Okay, so now we're going to do the can she get the plastic off of the sticker game.
Yeah, I can do it, so you can do it. Do it, do it, do it.
This is literally a meditation for me.
Do it, 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 do it.
Ah! I got it, boss. All in one piece. Woo! Now where to put it, because where the sticker was on the plastic actually covers up 3 shiny members, so not there.
Maybe don't put it back.
I'm gonna-
Maybe just put it on the back.
No. I'm going to put it over here, over this tree branch. That's where it's going to go. So yeah, I've got it over here, over the little tree branch. Because it was over here covering these 3 members. I'm not going to have that. All right. Oh,
What does the sticker say?
what the hell?
You got a package?
No. Oh, no. Oh, no.
What?
Oh, no. Okay.
What?
So when I was taking the plastic off, somebody said, bro, the binding scares me. I didn't even notice this till just now. Tell me.
There's no binding?
There's no spine.
There's no
It's glue. It's straight up fucking glue. So I might have to buy 2 more copies because it's just glue. I mean, I guess they intend for you to rip out the pages and hang them up. I mean, these are fucking gorgeous pictures. These are gorgeous pictures. These are top tier shiny pictures. But I can feel it moving in my hands. Oh my god. So this is probably the first and last time I'm ever gonna look through this. It's like, this was fun. Never again. Oh my god. It has no spine. Okay, forget the fact that it's fucking exposed glue here. When you put this on your shelf, how are you supposed to know what this is?
Maybe they put that, you know how they put some of the sodium alginate and then they put the shellac to make the pill
Girl, I
casings?
don't need no science lesson. I'm talking about the fact that when you put this on the shelf, how do you know this is a shiny album when there's no spine to it?
You stick it out a little bit. What?
Let's open our invitation to the treasure map. Man, okay. Another sticker because SM hates my guts.
Tear it off. Tear it off.
No. Quit advocating for chaos. Quit trying to promote violence. Trying to get
Tear it off.
Stop it. You're going to cause me to have bad karma.
I thought you didn't believe in
You're
karma.
going to will bad luck into existence. You shush.
Apparently now Mom believes in manifestation and jinxes.
I believe that if I tear this sticker, I'm going to jump over this couch and beat on you. Okay. We got it. We got it. Woo! Hey! Thank you for the manifestation, my friends. Minho's photo card. How you doing? How's it going? How's your mom? And then there's the back.
How's your mom?
Yes, because I'm a polite person.
Leave that woman alone.
That woman gave birth to a beautiful man. She deserves all the credit in the world.
I don't know.
Then there's
if
the
you'd
Love
wanna hear
Yourself
some
flyer.
random woman from America saying that about her kid.
I'll adopt him if she
That's
don't
like
want him.
older than him.
This is a sticker sheet. We got a sticker sheet here. It's a sticker sheet. Nice. Very tame and centric, it feels like.
That's
and-
because he's the star now. They need someone new to be the star.
Oh, I got the Minho package, y'all. Yay! I don't know why I have two. I don't know why I have two. I don't
What is
think.
he thinking about? He
I don't
looks
think
like
I'm
he's
supposed to have two of
contemplating
these.
Something.
Real talk. Am I supposed to have two of these? Because these look identical.
Yeah.
Alondra did it. Alondra's the one. So okay? So I've got two. Because they're identical. I got two. Well, if I'm gonna pull doubles in something, this is the one I wanted. Okay.
What's on the back? Is it like a?
It is a sailing log. So apparently, when we go on our trip to Atlantis, we're supposed to detail how much we travel every day. So yeah, full Minho set here. And I got this, which are punch cards. The last time Shiny had punch cards was in the One of One album, and they had Pogs because it was 90s. And then they had punch albums in one of their seasons, Greetings. I will never punch these shits out. I'm just letting you know now. Don't even ask. I'm not going to do it. I'm never going to punch these shits out unless I buy a second copy, in which case I absolutely will. I will punch these out if I get a second copy. I hope so too. I am gifting you back the luck you gave me. But yeah, got a whole Minho set. I'm very excited about that. And then I have got, ooh, this CD is pretty. That CD is pretty. I don't know. I guess this is their group card. Like, it's a punch out. I don't know if you can you see the lines, guys? It's a punch out. They're punch out cards. They're individual members, but they're punch out cards. And then you get a group sticker sheet. This is the group sticker sheet. There you go. But yeah, this CD is beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Before we open the next one, let's talk about the music here. I like Atlantis. I think it's a really nice track. I think it's the polar opposite of Don't Call Me in terms of vibe, but that's okay because I like a happy, fun vibe from Shiny. I think the video is cute. Minho looks so freaking hot. I love seeing him happy. I bought these from K-Town for you. And I think it's a good comeback track. I don't think it's their best ever. I still maintain that their best comeback repackage of all time is Married to the Music. You just can't beat it. I know there's a lot of people who won't agree with me, but there's a whole bunch of people who will. Married to the Music is probably one of my favorite title tracks Shiny's ever done. But yeah, that's my favorite repack song.
So listen, baby.
Classic intro. Wait up, girl. Hold on.
Sister, beautiful lady.
Hey. She's so... I love that so much. Anyway, somebody in the chat said that theirs already broke. I am praying for you. I am so sorry that this happened to you. No, they said their thing already broke. Like their actual like. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I will never open this motherfucker again. Either I will never open this again, or there's a good chance I'm gonna buy a second copy so I actually can open one, because this is insane. This is insane. This is insane. This
open glue, that's the new trend. So if it broke, I mean, I guess just like bad luck for you.
I'm kidding. People be asking, why do parents want to fight their kids sometimes? That right there is why. She's just like, oh well, sucks to be you. Ta-ta. So now we're going to open the second one, which again, we are stuck with glue ass binding. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. I didn't even get to talk about the other songs. Okay, so let's talk about Area. I'm the only person on the planet who feels this way about Area, probably. Let me know how you feel about it. Area sounds to me like it should have been an Infinite song. I really like Area. I think it's a great song. It has a really kind of melancholic vibe. It's kind of it's almost hypnotic the way it sounds, because it has a lot of the motif on that song is very kind of repetitive. I still really like the melody. I think the melody is beautiful, but for some reason as I was listening, I'm like, I would like to hear this by
Wait,
Infinite.
you said the motif was repetitive?
It's supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
There we go. I was using it right.
But
Ha!
it's redundant, because you basically said the motif
Well,
was repetitive.
I'll put it this
The
way.
repeat was repetitive.
The motif there weren't multiple motifs. There was just the one. And like as soon as it stopped, it started again. No, because like okay. Example, Girls' Generation, I Got a Boy. It breaks up, right? So it has multiple motifs. Because it has multiple repetitive parts.
The same like chord progression. That's the motif. And even the style changes. That's this
No, because the BPMs change. The BPMs change in I Got a Boy.
Change, but you still have like
I believe there are multiple
flow of chords.
There are multiple motifs in I Got a Boy. You've heard I Got a Boy.
There's not multiple motifs though, because a motif has to go through the whole song. And if it doesn't go through the whole song, it's not a motif.
So what is a motif then?
It's just like that, that signature.
Okay, there's multiple signatures in I Got a Boy.
No. Well, there's like multiple key signatures.
No, there's multiple signatures. Girl, you made me forget to take this sticker off.
Like the way the progress, because like they all break up and like there's different BPMs and there's different, like stylings, but it still has like that. You notice how there's not too much of a key change, or when there is a key change, like the way the chord, like the intervals are and everything, it's still pretty much the same. That's the motif.
I don't believe you.
Okay.
I don't believe you. I think you're 4 years of choir training, and my amateur ear supersedes your choir training. Let's get back to the inclusions. So I'm about to be slow and try to get the sticker off again. Anyway, Area is repetitive, but it very much sounds like an Infinite song to me. Let me know if you hear it or not. Days and Years. I was thinking that they are supposed to be huge postcards because the pages are thick. Yeah. I'm assuming that they mean for you to tear that shit apart. And yeah, I mean, if that's what we're doing now.
Can I tear it apart?
No! Unless you want to pay for another one. No. No.
But if SM means for you to tear it apart.
How do you guys feel about me doing a video? If I order a second copy of these albums, how do you guys feel about me doing a video where I tear my album apart? Let me know how you guys feel about that.
Just tear the Atlantis thing apart. Why would you tear a perfectly good album apart that you could sell on eBay?
You're the one who said to tear the pages out.
Because that what it meant for you to tear it out.
That's what I'm saying. I'm tearing albums apart. This is the album.
Okay, well you can tear that apart. I thought you meant you were just trying to tear your regular old album.
You're being weird. You're being weird. Anyway, this is the photo card that came with this version. I have Onu. I love getting Onu's cards because his signature is so fun. And also I like Onu anyway, so it's cool. Another Love Yourself ad. Not Love Yourself. LYSN. It is like NCT 2020, except for it doesn't have a cover over the raw binding. Then we have another CD. The CD is exactly the same, even though, I don't know why, but this looks like it's a different color for some reason. My mind is being weird. Okay, so here is the sticker sheet for this version. So it's a different color, so it matches the cover here. And then we have Taman's postcard. Taman's postcard here. And then there is the back. And then we have the punch cards here. Here you go. Onu, Minho, Ki, and Taemin. Stephanie, not Stephanie, but Stephanie who's watching. If you don't get Minho's postcard and you need his postcard, DM me on Twitter. I will make sure that you get my extra. So anyway, yeah, that is the inclusions for this version of Shiny's Atlas. And it's nice. It's really nice. It's really nice. But I gotta buy another copy. Like, I straight up just have to buy another copy because this thing is giving me hives. I'm so nervous having this around. If I had known that this was gonna be like this, I would have waited to order my Penamiko album because I would have ordered 2 more of these when I ordered that. Instead, I ordered Penamiko and Dawn because Alondra ordered them. And then I also ordered something else. Can't think of what the name of the other thing is now. Let me see. I'm gonna have to go on my emails and see what that is.
Question for the chat while Mom's doing her thing. What do y'all think of the Wiggles? Do y'all like fruit salad? Because I like fruit salad. That's like their hit though. I really like fruit salad. I'm gonna try and get into the rest of the Wiggles' discography because I heard the Wiggles got Grammys. So I want to check their music out. If you have any other cool tunes for me to get into, you know, just tell me. I'm looking for music recommendations.
You're interesting. What? I didn't say anything mean to you. I said you're interesting. Global.
Also, I listened to Souvlaki by Slowdive the other weekend. That's a good album.
I'm gonna have to believe you on that one because isn't souvlaki some food?
That's the album title.
But it's food though, right?
It is some food.
Okay, so I want to make sure. I'm like my first thought is that is food. Sorry, you guys. I'm just taking a minute because I literally ordered an album this morning and now I cannot remember what the hell I ordered. And this just goes to show my memory is rapidly deteriorating. Oh, I ordered Verbal Gent. That was the third one. I knew it was something like I don't normally order. So I ordered Dawn's album, Penamiko's album, and Verbal Gent because I miss Verbal Gent. And I didn't realize he had an album out. And so I'm like, all right, got to do that. Okay, Alondra's saying, where did you buy Penamiko and Dawn's album from? G-Market. I ordered for... Actually, I got a really great price on my stuff from G-Market, guys. I don't know if anybody else is looking for places to buy things. I ordered 3 albums from G-Market, and my whole order came to $75. Which is really good. That's like $25 an album, basically. Which, in these times, that's actually considered the normal price for K-pop now.
Remember back in the day when you could just pop over to the store and the CDs were $10?
Wow. Back in the days when I was young and not a kid. I bought my copy from Sinara. Yeah. I remember when albums used to be cheaper, but also I remember when albums also used to be hella weird, and they're not nearly as weird as they used to be, even though this Shiny album is giving me a run for my money.
How did albums used to be weird?
Well, I remember when they used to really work hard on giving you the worst packaging they could. Does anybody in the room remember Beast Beautiful Night album? Ours is beautiful. It was like the one that has I lost my money, yeah, I'm out of control. Anyway, that album. It was an album that had a clear slipcase. Inside was a photo book with a masquerade mask taped to the photo book. And it was either taped or glued, something like that. And the mask would, the mask would fall off. So there are multiple unboxings and people showing their Beast collection where that mask has just fallen all the hell off. And it happened a lot. So yeah, K-pop albums used to be weird. Hyuna had huge albums back in the day. The Ice Cream album was massive. G Dragon's Heartbreaker album, the live concert one, and the original First Press that had his face in the plastic and it would get dented. Yeah. Smoky Girl repackaged where the spine was a sticker. That was a man. In Black had some terrible packaging. They also had the one album that was supposed to be all of the different albums, and it came in a slipcase that was like really brittle. I remember that because I want to say that was the Mona Lisa album. They used to do a lot of wild. Big Bang used to have a lot of really wild packaging back in the day. But yeah, wild packaging. Now, like, at least the stuff that comes, it kind of looks like a magazine or a book, and it looks like it belongs on a bookshelf. Miss A had triangle albums. Straight up triangles. It's like,
Who's doing it like them? Who?
it would disappear on your bookshelf. Like, straight up. You would put that album in your bookshelf and it was super thin and it was shaped like a triangle, and then you'd go to look for it and you couldn't find the thing because only like the bottom tip of it was showing. Everything else was recessed back in the bookcase. So like, yeah, K-pop packaging used to be wiling. So, I can't be super mad at some of the basic stuff. Let me continue talking about Atlantis though, because I never did finish. Days and Years. Days and Years was the song I think I preferred out of the repackaged songs. Like, I like Atlantis a lot. I think it's really good. But of the added B-side songs, Days and Years I really enjoyed. Days and Years kind of sounded like something that I think Key picked out for the group, only because it reminded me a lot of Key's solo album, and it kind of reminded me of his collaboration with Years and Years. So that's the reason why I was like, I wonder if Key picked this out for them. But I thought it was really good. I thought it was really cute. It's definitely not the vibe I normally look for. It's a little bit more kind of lighthearted than what I normally look for, a little bit more sentimental. But yeah, I enjoyed it. So I enjoyed the repackage. Enemy, which is a music review brand magazine, something like that. Anyway, they did a review of SHINee's album that made a lot of Shawwalls mad because they were like, Don't Call Me had missteps, but they fixed those missteps with the Atlantis album. And I'm like, I mean, yeah, it's not the best review, but it was overall a positive review, so I really don't have time to stress out about it. Also, I think that after Don't Call Me came out, SM kind of felt like they fucked up a little bit because normally with the repackage, they keep most of the album order the same. They just kind of throw the B-sides in where they see fit. They actually rearranged the original album on this one. So in the original Don't Call Me album, it's Don't Call Me, it's Heart Attack, Marry You, and I think Code is after I Really Want You, if my memory serves me right. They did Atlantis and then Don't Call Me. No, not Don't. Atlantis and Code. They did Code second on the album, which was a switch up. And I was surprised that that's the order they decided to go with to like pull it up further in the album. But like, those of us who listened to the album were like, Code was actually title track material. You kind of screwed yourself here because this is a title track song. But anyway, overall, I'm very happy with Atlantis. I'm glad Key finally got the ending fairy out of his system and everybody can go back to living their real lives. Let's talk about Taemin joining the military. Taemin's joining the military, and it feels weird because it feels like my child is going to the military. I have been a fan of SHINee since 2012, which means I've had 9 years of Taemin in my life. And Taemin, the first time I saw him, was wearing long hair extensions and dancing his heart out in Sherlock, and watching him mature and not feel the need to show off all the time, or like when he shows off now, the look on his face is like, this is light work. I'm not even working that hard, guys. And to see the evolution of him to go from teen to grown-ass man has been really nice. It's nice to see how our child has grown up, and I'm very proud of him. And it's just, this is reinforcing that there are no boys in SHINee anymore. They're all men now. So
Taemin,
I wonder how they divide their YouTube profits now that they're divorcing. Anyway.
I think Martina should get full custody of that cash.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, at least you know you don't know. Anyway.
I don't know. Simon just seems like he's okay.
Simon's gotten weird recently, but that is...
He seems like one of those, rich hippies. So I think he'll be fine.
He'll be fine. He just seems like he's gotten weird lately. But anyway, enough gossiping about Simon and Martina. Let's talk about Taemin some more. I'm actually really happy for Taemin to go in the military. I'm actually super excited for him. Well, let me tell you why. I'm really excited for Taemin to go to the military because by the time I met Taemin, SHINee had already been out for years. I didn't meet SHINee very early in the game. I met SHINee at Sherlock. I met SHINee after Jongyun's dating scandal. I met SHINee after Lucifer and Ring Ding Dong, their huge breakout hits. I met SHINee when they were kind of testing the waters to see if Korea actually still wanted him back. And I didn't get to meet shy, kind of, timid Taemin. I never met that kid. But that kid didn't last for very long because that kid had to be a performer. That kid had to do variety and do music shows and do music and concerts and all kinds of stuff. That little boy had to grow up lightning fast. And the years that most people spend fucking around, dating, doing all the things that teenagers normally do, he didn't get those years. He probably did some of that incognito mode, but a lot of the stuff that we take for granted about our teen years, even though for most of us, our teen years were some of the worst years of our lives, still, there are a lot of things that we had the freedom to do because we didn't have a 9-to-5 job, much less a 24/7 job. And Taemin didn't have that. And I think that the military is going to be a really great chance for him to kind of have some downtime because people aren't going to be able to hound him and insist upon monitoring every bit of personal time he has. Yes, the military is regimented. Yes, the military has schedules and they have protocol. But at the same time, there is a certain amount of freedom that he's going to have as a civilian because the paparazzi can't follow him onto the base. They can't follow him into the barracks. And that's something that I wish that Taemin had access to early on in life to give him a chance to kind of just be Taemin instead of being Taemin, the guy from SHINee, the guy from Super M, the solo star. And so I'm actually really glad that he's going to have an opportunity to go to the military and live. Because he deserves it. He deserves it. I mean, first of all, he held down the SHINee name after 3 out of the 4 promoting members went to the military. And then he did double time by doing some of the best solo work he's ever done while SHINee has been in the military, plus doing Super M. So, I mean, SHINee really is something that he wore on his back for the last 2.5, almost 3 years. And for him to now have an opportunity to let them carry the torch for a little while, work on their solo stuff while he takes a break, I'm really happy about that. I'm actually really happy because I know that he's not going to not see the members of SHINee while he's in the military. He's going to get breaks and he's going to go back and he's going to see people and he's going to live his life, but he's just going to really just get an opportunity to live, and I'm really happy for that for him. I'm looking forward to the solo he's planning on putting out before he goes to the military, and I think that it's going to be fun to listen to. I will definitely buy a copy of it because I've bought everything that Taemin has done. I've bought his Japanese stuff, I've bought his Korean stuff, I've always bought Taemin stuff, so I'll be buying that as well. But yeah, I'm just really excited for him to get a chance to live because if anybody deserves a chance to live, it is that kid right there. He deserves. Okay, other bits and bobs. BTS is going to have a McDonald's meal. That was announced.
Oh, for a second, I just thought in general, are they going to live stream them going out to get some lunch?
No. Yeah. So
I love nuggets.
The question is, if you buy the BTS meal at McDonald's, do you get a photo card?
No.
well, then I don't see what the point is of buying the BTS meal at McDonald's, because I think we bought the Travis Scott meal when it came out, and I also believe we did the J Balvin meal when it came out. You didn't get no nothing extra. It wasn't no special bag. It wasn't no special cups. It wasn't no special nothing. And so, I mean, BTS, I really enjoy you guys a lot. I'm not buying the BTS meal at McDonald's if it doesn't come with something that makes it special. And I don't think that's an unreasonable ask, because, yeah, if you're just saying buy the food that BTS recommends you buy at McDonald's, but it's not going to have any special packaging or photo cards or anything, yeah, I'm good on that. Yeah, they're big time. They're big time. So that's a thing that's happening. Oh, let's talk gossip. Let's talk the hot goss. Okay, so you guys know.
Guess who going to jail?
Who? We're not talking about the case. We'll talk about that later. Are you talking about something else?
No.
Okay, well, there you go. Anyway, other bits and bobs. Have you guys heard the gossip about Yuno's ex-girlfriend, So Yeji? So let's talk about this. I don't watch K-dramas like I used to. It's been a while since I sat down and watched a drama, but I remember when It's Okay to Not Be Okay came out. That was a huge deal. The Night Watchman was a big deal for Yuno fans and TVXQ fans. Anyway, Yuno's been in a spot of trouble recently. There's been some stuff going on. It's kind of tarnished his pristine image in Korea. He had to get away from Kingdom because of his image issues, so it is what it is. But back when Yuno was filming The Night Watchman, he had good feelings with his co-star, So Yeji. And So Yeji apparently is not a nice lady. I'm going to put it that way. So Yeji basically is being portrayed as a master manipulator in the Korean press. And I kind of want to be very careful about how I talk about this, because a lot of the language around her is very misogynistic and plays into a lot of stereotypes about the femme fatale, the female vixen, that kind of thing. And I don't want to use those stereotypes to assign character traits to her. I just want to talk about what it is that we actually have been able to factually see here. So the first scandal that came out about her came out really early in her career. So super early in her career, she had a scandal with somebody who said that she used to bully them when they were in high school. And they produced a picture of her from when they were in high school to prove that I went to school with this girl and she bullied me. And at the time, she wasn't a huge actress, so people really didn't pay attention. But also, the pictures of her from middle school, high school didn't look like her, because she hadn't been given the Korean makeover just yet. You know what I'm talking about. So that kind of deaded out. Then she got into a few hit roles and her career just took off. And in having her career take off, she had the usual press runs that everybody has in Korea, where you do interviews and you do photo shoots and you appear on television shows, you appear on variety shows. Well, an interview came out where she talked about the fact that she didn't go to college in Korea because she went to college at the University de España, basically a university in Spain, right? But then she dropped out of university, or she didn't pursue her education further in Spain because of the fact that she was in Korea. But in the magazine article that this was all talked about, she said in the magazine article that she experienced discrimination while she was in Spain because of the fact that she was Korean. Then she appeared on an episode of Knowing Brothers where she said she studied in Spain. She went to school in Spain. But then her publicist comes out later and says that the article that quotes her about going to the university in Spain and being discriminated was lies, and that whoever did that interview they twisted her words, they made up stories, that she never said that. And that's because people asked for proof that she attended school at the university in Spain. Well, I think that what happened was she had plans to go to Spain. She probably even applied to go to school in Spain. But she got her first drama. And she's like, Superstar, school life. Superstar in my home country, going to school in a foreign country away from my family and friends. Think I might go ahead and stick with home country. So yeah, that was a scandal too. But that's low level stuff. That's low level stuff. Here's where it gets interesting. Some of the people that she knew in Spain before she went to the university say that she was a con woman and that she told somebody in Spain, she's like, oh, send me your bank account information so I can send you some money for us eating lunch. And they're like, no, I'm not gonna send you my bank account information. That's wild invasive identity theft. And they're like, no. In Korea, people share their bank information all the time to deposit money in people's accounts. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. Well, then I'll share my bank account information with you. Apparently, she got this person's bank account information, wiped their account clean, and took a one-way trip back to Korea from Spain. I don't know if that's apocryphal or if that's an actual true story, but if that is true, that shit is wild. Wild that you would have the audacity to rob somebody of their coin to take a one-way flight out the country. Wow. Anyway, now let's get to the misogynistic undertone story. So, because the appearance one is kind of that way too. She has this boyfriend who's also an actor. They met on the set of some production they were in together. His name is Kim Jung-hyun. And not to be confused with Jung-hyun, but Jung-hyun. Anyway, he is acting in a show called Time that's starring So-hyun from SNSD. It's a big role for her. She's super excited about it. It's going to be on TV. Great stuff. In the drama they were in together, the script had them falling in love and holding hands and doing those dramatic K-drama kisses, and none of that ended up in the final version on screen. So they film a few episodes, they have this press conference. In the press conference, homeboy avoids So-hyun like she stinks. Like literally, they're supposed to like lean towards one another and he's kind of like leaning away from her. And it's just like, what the fuck is going on here, friend? This is one of the members of Girls' Generation and you're acting like she's got cooties. And so after his abysmally rude performance at the press conference, his acting management company says, we're so sorry about our actor. Please understand, he was feeling ill from the effects of his eating disorder and therefore was not able to be at full appeal, charm, whatever, at the press conference, and he's going to drop out of the drama because of his eating disorder, mental health reasons. Which there's a lot to be said about the fact that a lot of people abuse our newfound concern towards mental health to get out of jail free cards when they do bad behavior. That is a whole conversation, because there's a lot of people who yell mental health in order to get out of them doing something that they know better than to do. But again, that's a whole conversation. So he gets out the production. Well, somehow text messages get released to the public. Now, the timing is important. The text messages that get released happen after Kim Jung-hyun has already broken up with So Ye-ji. They were dating at the time he was doing this drama with So-hyun. They broke up. Then he gets another girlfriend in another drama, and his new girlfriend is like, I want you to join my management company. Leave your current acting management company, join mine. So he puts in a termination notice before his term is up. And his old management company is like, hold the fucking phone. We pulled your ass out of a fire with your whole time stunt. And now you want to turn around and leave us because your girlfriend said to go over there? That's cool. That's cool. We got you. Let me show you how much PR damage control we've been doing behind the scenes that you don't know about. And then all of a sudden, the text messages just randomly show up in the gossip rags. The text messages are as follow. Did you do what I said? Yeah, baby, I haven't talked to anybody. Are you sure? I know how you are. No, I would never. In fact, I promise you, you can ask anybody. I won't even look them in the eye. He had apparently Soyeji's management says those text messages are real, but that they are the result of a lover's quarrel between the two, and that it wasn't an instruction so much as it was him placating her because she was insecure. The story that's told from people who worked on the set is that he would not make eye contact with any female on that set. He would not come within 2 feet of any female on that set. He made them change the script of that show so that he didn't have to touch Sohyun at all during the filming. And that if anybody talked to him that was a woman, he would basically not respond to anything they had to say. Like they weren't even there. Because Soyeji told him, I don't want you talking to no females. That dick belongs to me. Don't you let nobody get within 2 feet of it. Which, that's fucking wild. You're both actors. You're kissing guys on the sets of your films. So why the hell is it okay for her to be kissing people, but he can't? Crazy. So Soyeon explained, like, that was a really traumatic time for her. It really fucked her up because she was like, am I the problem? Did I do something wrong? Why are you being so hateful towards me? So we got that going. Then out comes reports that from TVXQ, he was doing The Night Watchman. Him and Soyeji get close on the set of The Night Watchman, and all of a sudden, who's known as one of the most polite idols in all of K-pop, short answers. Doesn't look at the makeup Nunes when they're doing his makeup. Doesn't really talk to any of the other women on set. Spends a lot of time in the back seat of the car that Sohyun gets driven to set in. Again, what the fuck? Is this woman's pussy made out of dynamite? Is it just blowing your fucking brains out and you're losing all your manners? I mean, it must be yanking. It must be yanking. Because she's got these men totally acting out of their personalities.
I mean, I could have wait a minute, girl.
Really? Like, she's got them going. She's like, when I say you don't talk to a bitch, I mean you don't talk to a bitch. And this is her pussy talking while this is happening. So that's why I'm saying, like, that pussy must be yanking because she got her ex acting all kinds of ways crazy. She got acting all kinds of ways crazy. And then apparently there's some rumor about her dating the friend of an ex, but who gives a fuck about that? Nothing verified, anything like that. And then, like, her own team. People who used to work with her on her own team were like, yeah, she's fucking hella rude. And she made my life miserable. And the only reason I didn't quit is because I was told if I don't do everything she says, she'll ruin my name in the industry. And she's got enough pull to do it. So, yeah, like, it's been high drama. But her movie came out and it's #1. So I guess there is a redemption arc somewhere in there. Maybe. She did have to drop out of one series she was supposed to be in called Island, but it's just it is wild to me to believe that she'd get away with all this because it's not like she's the daughter of a chaebol. I don't believe that she comes from just a crazy amount of money that she can just do anything she wants and people will cover up for her. So I have to wonder, what is it that she's got that allowed people? She buried those drawers in the front yard. Like, she put a root on them. But I would really like to know, like, what is it that she's got that allowed so many people to cover for her for so long while she was being so incredibly manipulative? How did she not get outed sooner? And also, will she ever be able to recover her reputation as a professional actress? There's always hope. I mean, she's got a #1 movie, so yeah. But at the same time, do we want somebody like that coming back into prominence? And,
Yes.
We'll put it like this. A lot of people are like, I'm sick of cancel culture. People need to be allowed to make mistakes and learn from their mistakes, be forgiven, turn over their lives, everything else like that. I believe in forgiveness. I do believe that you are supposed to be allowed to learn from your mistakes, do better in the future, and be given a chance to show that you've improved. But I also believe you might need to take a little time off to learn from your mistakes. And since all this just recently came out, maybe she needs to take about 2 or 3 years off. I know that's going to affect her heavily because she's in her late 20s. And you know, in Korea, you got like about a 10-year window that you can play young women before all of a sudden you got to play somebody's mom or vicious aunt. So it might affect her. She's not going to be able to be like leading lady material maybe when she comes back. But she needs to take some time and see a therapist. Like, real talk. Don't spend the time at home drawing and, you know, getting into fashion design. Spend some time at home talking to a therapist and trying to figure out why it is you feel the need to manipulate people. Why are you so comfortable lying to people? Why are you so comfortable taking advantage of people? You know, there is a certain level of narcissism that has to be involved when you are a celebrity, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to do that job. But it veers into the psychopathic realm at some point. And so she really needs to see somebody about that. She needs to see somebody about that, and she needs to figure out, why am I like this? Because it's unattractive, it's unappealing, and in the long run, when looks fade, you're not going to be able to treat people like that. So yeah, you got the looks now to make people really feel for you, but a lot of folks, once those looks disappear, they're not going to be as inclined to bend to your every whim. So maybe work on having the kind of personality that lasts.
A word.
So there's that. Okay, I'm going to talk about the final thing this evening. It's not K-pop related at all, and I think some of you who are used to me and my rants and my kind of off-topic things were expecting me to talk about this, but I wanted to front load the video with the K-pop because I know if I front load the video with kind of more depressing talk that people won't watch the rest of it, and I'm trying to make this as user-friendly as possible. Today we got the verdict in the Derek Chauvin murder case, and he was found guilty on all 3 counts that he was charged with. The sentencing phase, I don't believe, has started yet. I think that will take place soon, but he was found guilty. And I'll be honest with you, I did not think he was going to be found guilty. There's so much precedent that's been set in courts around the United States where police officers have murdered people and they were not found guilty. Hell, the LA riots started because police officers beat the shit out of Rodney King, and it was filmed, and they got away with it, and LA went up in flames. And so, I mean, if you look at history, this really is not typical. This is not the way things have been done before. And because of that, honestly, I'm shocked. I'm surprised. I have a lot of mixed feelings. I don't believe that this is justice. And I don't think anyone believes this is justice, because justice would be that George Floyd would be brought back from the dead and he would be allowed to rejoin his family. That's actual justice. Justice is that he and Derek Chauvin would trade places. Ooh. But that's not achievable. So there is no actual justice. Accountability is probably what this is, because accountability is that he has to pay for the mistakes he made, the crimes he committed, the decisions that he made when he had every opportunity to do something better and not cause this man to lose his life. But there's a lot of other things going on here. First of all, the police officer who held back the crowd while they were asking for Derek Chauvin to get his neck off of George Floyd's neck, where are his charges? The officers that were leaning on the rest of George Floyd's body that can be seen from the other vantage point, where are their arrests? When are their trials taking place? All of the bystanders who had to watch somebody lose their life in the middle of the afternoon on the street like a dog.
Reparations.
What are we going to do to address their mental health? What are we going to do to take back the trauma of being helpless as you watch a man die? there's no justice. The effect of this death was like a drop into pond, ripples. It goes out. It goes further than just the initial impact. And it affects the people who watched it firsthand. It affects their families who have to watch these people suffer from the trauma. It affects the communities where the riots happened, where people felt like they have a police force that didn't care or respect them as human beings. It impacts everybody. It's a nationwide phenomenon of police feeling like their humanity means more than the humanity of the people that they're hired to protect and serve. Emphasis on the word serve. Most police stations in the United States, they protect and serve. But who are they serving? That's not a part of the phrase. Because if you know who they're serving, then you know who they're protecting. And I think if we knew that, then more people would understand why there's real reforms that need to happen in policing in America. Other mixed feelings. Same day that we got a verdict back in the Derek Chauvin case, a 15-year-old girl called police because 16-year-old girl called police because adults in her community wanted to fight her. She had a knife to protect herself until the police arrived and was shot 4 times by police.
And she called the police too.
Yeah.
They were supposed to protect her.
So who are they protecting and who are they serving? I had a really emotional live stream that I did when the George Floyd video first came out. I don't know why I said Derek Floyd. That was weird. When the George Floyd video first came out, I had a very emotional response to it because it's not the first time I've seen things like this happen. It's not the first instance of police brutality that's ever been mentioned. It's not the first. But I felt like today I didn't have any emotion. And it's weird because you'd think that today would be a day where you'd be excited to hear that like at least something happened that moves towards progress. But actually, it filled me with a lot of trepidation as a Black person in America. And I don't know if anybody else watching can understand this fear. I now worry about making sure I have my registration clean as shit on my vehicle. I now worry about making sure that I am always at the speed limit. Because how many cops are going to be looking for opportunities to take out their anger and their vengeance about this ruling out on minorities? How many of them are going to find excuses to pull us over in order to drum up some kind of reason to brutalize us in response to the fact that one of their own got sent to prison, hopefully gets sent to prison? Because for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. So I worry about that immensely. You know, there was the video not that long ago of the military guy who got pulled over. I want to say he was in the Army, but I just said military because he was in a uniform. He got pulled over by the police in some small podunk town because he didn't have a license plate. But the reason he didn't have a license plate is because it was a brand new car. And so he didn't have his tags yet. He had temp tags. And he didn't have the temp tags on the outside of the vehicle. He had them inside the window because it was like an SUV truck type situation. And the windows, I guess, were tinted, so the police didn't initially see the tags. And it was a nice vehicle, so the police assumed that he had stolen the vehicle. Well, he did the thing that I've always done. I drove to a spot when there's light whenever I've been pulled over by police. This man pulled over to a gas station by the pumps because he wanted to make sure there was plenty of light so the police could see him and other people could see him so that if anything went down, there'd be witnesses. Pulled up to the gas station. Police get out their vehicles, guns in hand. Get off the fucking car! Get off the motherfucking car! No conversation, no question, no friendly, hey guy, I'm officer whatever. I've pulled you over because I noticed you do not have tags. Can I see your license and registration? None of that happens. So the officer in the vehicle he is videotaping from inside the vehicle, and he's explaining, like, you have to tell me why you pulled me over, you know, because I did stop, you know, what's the problem? This police officer that pulls him over is upset because he feels like he's just not being respected enough. You're not calling me sir enough, and you're not doing what I say, and you need to comply with my orders, and I told you to do something, you need to do it. Eventually, they end up pepper spraying this man in his vehicle, pulling him out of his vehicle, pepper sprayed his dog, and handcuffing him. All to find out he had done nothing wrong. He wasn't speeding. He didn't have an adequate registration. It wasn't a stolen car. He did nothing wrong. And after recognizing that he did nothing wrong and that you pepper sprayed this member of the military for no fucking reason, if you make a big deal out of this, we'll ruin your military career. No!
Is that the same video where he's like, oh, I'm scared, and he's like, oh, you should?
Yeah. Instead of being like, we are so sorry, we totally fucked up, what can we do to make this right? We're firing this guy over here. This will never happen again. Instead of doing all that, they threatened to ruin his military career because they made a fucking mistake. Because they overreacted. Because they are so fucking insecure that they can't take it when somebody returns their same energy. Why are so many scared ass people on the police force? If you're that fucking scared of somebody who you think doesn't have adequate registration on their car, you don't need to have a gun because you might shoot yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Why are they so fucking scared?
Yeah, that's always the big excuse I hear with police. Like, oh, I was scared, I was worried, I was nervous, I was whatever feeling at the time. And while I understand people have emotions, and like, even people in like super hard jobs where you do have to be brave a lot of the time, they still get scared. I understand that.
But you're supposed
it's
to be
also
trained out of your emotions.
Yeah, you're supposed to be like pretty tame in these situations, especially situations where it doesn't look like anything super sinister is going on. Like, especially if it's a stolen car, what's there to be scared of, really?
I mean, you might be scared that somebody who stole a car has a weapon because they might have stolen the car using a weapon. But outside of that, fucking get some common sense. You knew it was... Once you got to the gas station and the lights were on and you could see the temp tag in the window, why the fuck are you hopping out the car with a gun?
Yeah.
Why are you doing that? You could have killed this man. And if you had killed this man, you would be in trouble. I'm not going to say prison. You would be in trouble. And they didn't even fire that officer that pepper sprayed him until the video made the rounds and the military officer sued the police department. That's when they fired the police officer. Now, I don't know how many of you have jobs. My mother is a nurse, and she had to go to nursing school for 4 years in order to be a nurse. Not only did she have to go to nursing school for 4 years, she had to sit for her state license in order to be a nurse. When my mom fucks up on her job, it's immediate firing. It's immediate, you'll never be able to be a nurse anywhere ever again. It is possibly brought up on criminal charges. All of the consequences for being a nurse. People can become police officers in 2 months. You can go through 8 weeks of training to become a police officer. And think about all the places where police officers are, that in 8 weeks, you can carry a gun, a taser, a baton, you can arrest people, you can utilize the law that you have no way of understanding in 8 weeks. There's no fucking way. You're expected to have the same understanding of the law as an attorney, as a police officer, on 8 weeks of training, much less dealing with people who are having manic episodes, mental health breakdowns, people who have neurodivergent patterns of thought.
You have to deal with like sexual assault cases, rape cases, cases where people are missing. I think sometimes they even have to deal with homelessness. Like, they have to deal with a lot of stuff that would usually require like social workers.
Yeah,
Paramedics.
they're dealing with things that you need to be a paramedic, a social worker, you need to be a victim's advocate. You need to be all kinds of things in order to do the job that the police are supposed to be doing. 8 weeks. And then when a police officer makes a mistake that costs somebody their lives because they did it in the line of duty, it's absolved. They have a get out of jail free card because they run the jail. We have to require more of our police, straight up. I mean, honestly, if it's not about eliminating the police altogether, which I realize society needs enforcement officials in some capacity, they need to be required to go through the same kind of schooling you have to go through to become a nurse. Straight up.
At least.
Straight up. I think the only way you should be allowed to bypass that training is if you're coming directly from the military.
And like there should be
and only with an honorable discharge.
And there should be concentrations. Like I don't think there should be cops. I mean, there are already sectors, but I mean, some cops just have their hands in like all of the things. And it's like you shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
You shouldn't. That shouldn't.
Or if you're gonna do all those things, you need to go to school for 4 years. You need to study all the same shit my mom did. My mom is a nurse, and she had to take math, and she had to take science, and she had to take psychology, and she had to take all kinds of concentrations that had nothing to do with what she was doing as a nurse. My mom had to take a poetry class. What the fuck does that have to do with being a nurse? But part of it is that when we have people in hospitals, we expect them to have a well-rounded education in order to live well-rounded service to people who are in the worst moments of their life. Police are the same. Supposedly they deal with people that are in the worst moments of their life. They should have full training. And when you put these assholes on the street who have 8 weeks of training, maybe even shortened depending on what kind of municipality they're in, you're sending someone out there who's underqualified, undertrained, and scared to fucking death and are reaching for their gun every opportunity they get because that's the way they feel in charge of the situation. That's the way they feel empowered in the situation. And it leads to deadly consequences for people, especially people of color. Adam Toledo. Mm-hmm. Fuck Lori Lightfoot. You raggedy bitch. You raggedy, dirty bitch.
He killed a 13-year-old.
Lori Lightfoot is the mayor of Chicago, and the mayor of Chicago saw the video of Adam Toledo being murdered and initially said, oh, there's a weapon involved. People don't know the whole situation. Then, once a Freedom of Information Act request was granted and the footage was being released to the public, all of a sudden this footage is very troubling. I ask that you have understanding as you're watching this. I didn't watch the footage. I'm going to be really clear with you guys. I didn't watch the footage because I don't want to see a child murdered. My heart cannot take watching a 13-year-old baby being murdered. I can't do it. Just thinking about it is making my eyes burn. But the one still piece of footage I saw, the still image of him right before he is shot, he is facing the police with both hands in the air, no weapon. Why did you murder this kid? What did he do that justified murdering him with his hands in the air, facing the police with no weapon? I don't care if he was playing ding dong ditch. I don't care if he was busting up mailboxes. I don't care if he was pushing over trash cans. I don't care if you caught him busting out car windows. What was this kid doing that after he showed you he was unarmed and complying with what the police asked him to do, what did he do that deserved to be murdered?
Like under no circumstance, even if he was doing something like terrible, there's no reason he should have been.
Unless if he had the weapon in his hand, was pointing it at you, and it was like a kill or be killed situation, maybe. You know, I get it. This kid did what you told him to do. He probably had a mother who told him, if the police ask you to do something, do it, because it could cost you your life. And he was probably scared to death in that moment, with the police hollering at him in the middle of the night. Perhaps he had been running from the cops, and he's like, you know what? They caught me. I'm in a lot of trouble, but I'm going to go ahead and throw my hands up because I'm caught. It's over. How many of our babies are going to keep running now? Because even stopping and doing what the police say, even complying, you're shot to death. And I'll tell you something, if it was mine, I would not be nearly as calm as Adam Toledo's mother. That whole precinct would have to burn to the ground. I would spend every day and night outside across the street from the police station, yelling expletives and throwing rocks. They would have to arrest me because there would be no rest. And Lori Lightfoot, with her pandering, raggedy ass, knew that that was what was on that video. She knew it. She knew it for weeks. She knew it. And she didn't say anything. And she tried to reframe it. And then when the footage came out and she's telling everybody, hey, let's not burn all this shit down. Let's not bust no windows. Let's not disrupt the rich neighborhoods. Also wanted to emphasize how traumatic the event was for the officer involved in this shooting. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy. I don't give a damn about his trauma. There's a woman out there whose baby is gone.
And baby, too. 13 is not old at all. In any sort of means.
13 is junior high, middle school, not even a high schooler. 13.
And that's just freshly out of elementary school.
That is, like I said, if it was mine, everything has to burn. Everything has to burn.
That's like a 7th grader?
I just don't understand how Lori Lightfoot could see that video and run with such a wild-ass narrative, and then when caught in the fucking act, turns around and flips it like we need to be understanding of the officer's trauma here. Fuck that lady. Fuck that lady. But there's more. There's the Wright case, where the police officer mistakes a taser for a gun for a taser.
That was complete and
Listen,
just hogwash.
the kid's warrant wasn't even a violent warrant. It was like a failure to appear warrant, some bullshit, like an administrative warrant, basically. But he's such a dangerous runaway, and he's putting so many people in danger that I have to tase him so he won't get away. But instead I pull a fucking gun and kill him. Same state, Derek Chauvin. I don't want to remain in a pessimistic space, because who can breathe, and I don't mean that as a bad pun, who can breathe when you're constantly being pressed down with all the horrible things that happen? I can't live my life like that. And I'm in my 40s now. I can't continue to live my life only seeing the worst things that humanity has to offer. So hearing that Derek Chauvin was convicted of these 3 counts, it is accountability in many ways, but it does not stop this constant barrage of harassment and bullying and oppression that you constantly feel as a Black person. And I don't even get the worst of it. I mean, I enjoy a bit of colorism privilege, honestly. But I've had my share of run-ins with police. I've had my share of racist conversations with people. And it just always feels like you take 1 step forward and 2 steps back. It just never feels like you get out from underneath it. I'm a professional person. Like, I don't know if you guys can tell from the way I talk, but when I'm on a job situation, I'm professional. I sure am. But I'm also somebody who likes comfort. That's why I'm in my PJ shirt right now. And as a person who enjoys comfort, I don't like to wear coats in the winter. I know I'm on a tangent. Follow me here. I don't like to wear coats in the winter. I like to wear hoodies. I've always liked to wear hoodies. Even back when I was in high school, I loved a hoodie. And I had a job that I got here when I first moved to Colorado Springs, and I would wear a hoodie to work. I had on my work blouse, my work pants, my dress shoes. I was professional, but the office I worked in was cold, and I would wear my hoodie over my dress, my business casual outfit, because my building was freezing and I didn't have an office, I had a cubicle. I got called into my supervisor's office a couple of weeks after I started the job. And she called me into her office to tell me that my appearance was unprofessional and that I need to quit wearing my hoodie to work because this is a business office and business casual and everything else. I'd gotten that job because another lady was vacating her position to move to, I think, Pennsylvania, maybe? That bitch wore a hoodie to the office. I had to bring that up in conversation. I'm like, well, the lady who I'm replacing, she wore a hoodie to the office every day. She wore a denim and terry cloth hoodie. She wore it every day. It was like sweatshirt material on the hood part and on the sleeves, but then like the vest part of the jacket was made out of denim. And I was told, yes, but she takes her hoodie off when she comes to the office. And I explained, yes, because she has her own office with a door that closes so she can have a heater on. I'm in the middle of a common area in a cubicle, so I need a jacket because I'm freezing. And the response was, well, you need to find a different kind of jacket. They didn't give a fuck about me wearing a hoodie. It was harassing bullshit. It was harassing bullshit. And you might hear that conversation and think, I don't know why you're taking it so personal. It's just a fucking hoodie. Why are you worried about it? This is the same supervisor who made it a point to tell me during a break in the day, oh, you know, my daughter, I caught her rapping a song in her room and she was saying the N-word. And I had a long talk to her about how we're not that kind of family and we don't say the N-word and you need to have more respect for people. And she was annoyed that I was talking to her about it. But I need to let her know we're not like that. Let me ask you something. If you didn't have a black employee, would you be having this conversation with the other white people in the office? Would you be telling the other white people in the office about how you stopped your child from saying the N-word? No. You told me because you want to emphasize how not racist you are. Miss me with that bullshit. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. But those are the kind of microaggressions and in some cases macroaggressions that black people experience all the time. Prime example, Stephanie changed her hair. You all saw her hair. It's gorgeous. Blonde's beautiful. People can't stop staring. People want to touch it. Get your fucking hands away from me. Quit fucking staring. If Becky goes blonde, y'all don't give a shit. When I go blonde, all of a sudden it's like, oh, but you have brown skin. This blonde is unnatural on you. I have to stare. Fuck out of my face.
Well,
fuck out of my face.
It was more like, oh, this is an interesting choice. Blondes have more fun, as my
yeah, whereas if Becky comes in blonde, no one says a fucking word other than, oh, you look nice.
There has to be at least 3 girls who come in each week with their newly done blonde highlights, and no one says anything until they themselves have to point it out. Hey, look what I did with my hair.
Or at the school choir practice, you guys, I really like the way you're singing this, but can we get a little bit more, I don't know, gospel, kind of down-home Southern church Baptist style? Can I get an amen? Mm-hmm. Can I get a yes? Can I get a witness? Madam, We're in Colorado Springs singing Bridge Over Troubled Water for a choir rehearsal. Nobody's giving me that kind of energy on a Thursday afternoon. Can you please find something the fuck else to do? All the time, microaggressions. All the time, macroaggressions. You live with it, and you constantly wage the war of, is this the time I'm going to say something? Because a lot of times you don't say anything in the moment, not because you're not cognizant of the offense. You don't say anything because you're like, am I prepared to quit this job in this very moment? Because if I say something, there's a good chance I'm going to have to walk the fuck up out of here. So am I willing to walk up out of here? Or am I going to take your bullshit in hopes that I outlive you at this job? Those are the battles that we face on a constant basis when we're not faced with life or death choices. And because of that, I just have to say, this doesn't feel like a victory. This doesn't feel like justice. But if you would like to help serve a little modicum of justice, please donate to Darnell Frazier's GoFundMe. Do you know who Darnell Frazier is? You might not. She is the 17-year-old who filmed the infamous video that went viral of George Floyd being murdered. And she did it while taking her 9-year-old sister or cousin, not sure, to the store. She was taking them to the store, saw what happened, stood in front of police officers who had guns and tasers, and filmed for 10 minutes as they murdered this man. And the reason why we need to lift her up in prayer and why we have an opportunity to give justice to her is because if she had not released that footage to the internet, we would have never known about George Floyd. Because the initial press release that the police gave was that a man died of medical causes during a routine stop. They made it sound like, oh, he had a heart attack. They take him to the hospital. And without that footage, that raw, uncut footage, the truth would have never been exposed. And we wouldn't have the convictions we had today. And Darnell has been sent death threats. She's been harassed. Her entire family has been targeted. Even the 9-year-old. They've all suffered from these attacks. Not to mention Darnell having to replay watching someone being murdered in front of her eyes. There's a GoFundMe. You can find it on my Twitter. You can find it in the ether wilds. But go onto the internet, and if you have a little extra money, give a little money to Darnell, because I am certain that with this conviction, her and her family may soon find themselves needing to relocate. And I would like to give her the funds to do so. She most assuredly is going to need therapy. I'd like to give her the funds to do so. I would also like to give funds to the worker at the store who called the police regarding George Floyd. I don't know if you've heard the story, but the reason why George Floyd was even stopped by the police in the first place was because he had went into a store. I don't know the name of the store, but it's a local store in Minneapolis. He went into the store and purchased something with a $20 bill. The boss, the manager at that store, told the cashier, who was a teenager, that he thought that the bill was counterfeit and that he needed to go out and confront George Floyd, because if he doesn't get that counterfeit bill replaced with a real $20, that was going to come out of that young man's paycheck. First of all, what kind of fucking store policy is that? Fuck out of here. And it turned out that the $20 bill wasn't even counterfeit. It was real. And most stores have those little counterfeit pins to test bills to make sure they're not counterfeit. So, failures all around. But that young man ended up calling the police because his manager told him to. And he's the one who let his manager know, hey, this might be a fake bill, whatever. And he broke down sobbing on the stand because he believes if I had never said anything to anybody, that man would still be alive. This is all my fault. And it wasn't even a fake $20 bill. And I can't imagine a teenager who is doing his job, who has an older adult telling him what he needs to do, scaring him with his job being in jeopardy. I can't imagine doing something that you considered routine under that amount of pressure and having a situation just get so wildly out of control. That kid even told his manager, like, I will eat this because I don't want any trouble. Manager's like, no, you need to call the police. So if there's a GoFundMe for him, I would like to contribute to it, because that's a young man who needs therapy. That's a young man who also needs a break. He needs to not have to work for a while so he can concentrate on himself and what he wants to do with the rest of his life, because that's a terrible burden to bear. But yeah, I would also like to contribute to the EMT and the former police officer who watched George Floyd being murdered and continuously told the police how wrong they were, and especially the EMT paramedic who asked if she could administer aid to George Floyd. She is a white woman, and I say that because somebody could mistake this as being an issue of race. This really is about the cops. It really is about the cops. But that young woman insisted multiple times, I am a paramedic. Can I please check his pulse? Can I please check on him? Can you please let me assist? And I want to contribute to her because we need more compassionate people out there. We need more people who, in the face of weapons, are still willing to confront officials and say, hey, this isn't right. And, you know, perhaps because she is a white woman, she didn't feel the same imminent danger that some of the people of color felt. But still, I applaud her for saying it, because her being on the scene and being captured in the footage, offering to render aid and being denied the opportunity to do so, further helped the prosecution in making their case against Derek Chauvin, because it showed that even though there was a health official on the scene willing to render aid, willing to make sure that this situation didn't get to the point that it did, they were not given the opportunity to do so because of the hate in Derek Chauvin's heart. So I would love to be able to contribute to her and see her go even further, become a compassionate, caring healthcare provider, because we need those people. We need people who don't see color, that see humanity. Or if they see color, they realize that they want to be an ally instead of adding to a problem. So those are the things I have to say about the situation. I'm sure there's more thoughtful comments I could be making. I'm sure I could definitely get into, you know, the history of race politics and the history of the police in America and how they're basically glorified slave catchers, but I'm not going to do all that.
I just feel like, what's the point of having police and they're supposed to make you safe when you don't even feel safe around police?
Police do too much. I think that's the problem. Like, firemen have very specific jobs. They are paramedics in some instances, and they put out fires. They promote fire safety. Their job revolves around fires. Nurses, doctors also have very specific duties. Police, we've made this kind of jack of all trades. They're the person that you call when things are a little out of hand. And again, I keep coming back to education. Education, real fucking education, real gun and taser safety training classes, real social work classes, you know, fucking personality test, you know, therapy, required therapy, weekly required therapy for police officers. Like, also, last thing that needs to be added to every single police force in America. If the police officers or if the police union, the police department is sued by someone because they were done wrong by the police department has to pay their own fucking bills. Because that's another fun fact you might not know. When police officers commit crimes and civil cases are brought against the police department, if the police lose their civil case, if they get a judgment against them for $1 million, they don't pay that money. You do. If you live in a city where the police were sued, the city pays the settlement on behalf of the police department. So the taxes that you pay to the city get used to pay for every fuck up the police do out there. Their money is their money and your money is their money. That shit's got to stop.
No.
They need to pay their own fucking bills. Because there's police departments in America who own tanks. Motherfucking tanks. Like them fucking cartoon ass rolling wheel tanks. There are police departments in America who own tanks. Who the fuck are you fighting? But then, when they get a judgment against them, they claim poverty and the city pays. That shit's got to stop ASAP. ASAP. But that's all I got for you guys. That's all I got for you guys. It's been rough, but we're going to get through it. Oh, also, I am going to do a Kingdom video at some point. I'm going to try. I know I'm behind on Kingdom. I have watched episode 2 and episode 3. I have done that. It's just that I started a job last Wednesday. And so filming opportunities haven't really fallen into my lap recently. But I'm going to do a video because I told you guys I would. And if I don't do a video soon, I'm never going to do it. And then that'll be one more promise I broke to you guys. But it's going to happen. But in the meantime, in between time, take care of yourself. Protect your mental health. Protect your safety. If you're afraid to speak up in a situation, you're allowed to be afraid. You're allowed to take care of yourself. But if you're not afraid, if you're in a position to be brave, please do be brave. Because you could, if not save somebody's life, at least make sure that they're not miscast or that their story is forgotten. So, take care, you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.
Still in there.